second.
Myles Berman, the Top Gun DUI defense attorney, is going to be joining us in about 30 seconds and taking your calls. What questions do you have? He has all the answers. He's Myles Berman. Next, we're Heidi and Frank.
It's the Heidi and Frank Show. Call Heidi and Frank now at 800-955-5567. Follow them on Twitter at Heidi and Frank. And watch the show live for minimal consideration at HeidiandFrank.com. Now, here's Heidi and Frank on 95.5 KLOS and KLOS HD1, Los Angeles.
Heidi and Frank Show. We want you all to have a safe Memorial Day weekend. It's one of those big drinking holidays. People cooking out, watching 500.
Oh, yeah.
Drinking some beers.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, be safe. And I always tell you to put our number in your phone just so you can play, win initials at 8 o'clock without having to dial all the numbers. So put this number in your phone, too. 1-888, the number 4, TOPGUN. All right? TopGunDUI.com is the website. Myles Berman is the Top Gun DUI defense attorney. And here he is. Hey, Myles.
There he is. This guy doesn't age.
I know.
Looks the same. We've known him for, 14 years?
Good to see
Looks
you, man.
exactly the same. Hi, Myles.
What I do appreciate about Myles is he finally got on Twitter.
Yes.
And at Myles Berman on Twitter, MYLES, L Berman, BERMAN. And you post where the checkpoints are going to be, and that usually comes out, Thursday, Friday, Saturday news?
Yeah, Friday in the afternoon, sometime between 3 and 6. If only known checkpoints. I don't post checkpoints where is citywide or area-wide, just with specific addresses, so people could be aware of where the checkpoints are. And also, businesses, I'm sure, aren't too thrilled that checkpoints are posted in a city or a location or a particular part of town. So I just choose to think it's best to post it specifically.
Now, do they set up checkpoints near bars, or is it where you wouldn't expect it? Is it more like where are the most checkpoints set up? I've only seen a few in my life. So,
did you ever drive through one?
I never have. No, I never have. I always do U-turns.
Did you?
I drove through backwards once with a margarita hanging out the window.
Sir, have you had anything to drink tonight?
It's funny you mentioned that because
well, I have.
They're supposed to have like an escape route, but then they also target the escape routes because it's very difficult to drive without violating some portion of the vehicle code.
Right.
Yeah, but in answer to your question, Heidi, and you look fantastic as always.
Thank you.
Frank, you look okay too.
I know. I can do better.
You got a real short haircut once, not too long ago. I guess the last time I was here, the last 6 months.
It's grown out now.
It's still short, but it's growing out.
I'm starting to grow up and look distinguished. I mean, I'm getting Myles hair. It's like all
slick it back. Yeah.
Good.
You always look distinguished, Frank. Even when you raise your arms and your tattoos are showing.
And there's holes in the armpits of your T-shirt.
Is there holes in the armpits of my T-shirts?
I don't think on that one.
Okay.
On some other ones.
Yeah,
I think you're okay.
my nice
today.
one. I knew Myles was coming in.
So checkpoints, getting back to where they're posted, are often posted where there's a large amount of traffic.
Okay.
So we can talk about West Hollywood, for example, where sometimes they post it right in front of my office. Now, I don't take that personally. I don't know if it's directed towards me or a message
awesome.
or anything. But
stand outside, it's like, all right, pull in.
I actually drove through it once after I was on the air here, and I had forgotten that I even posted that there was a checkpoint in front of my office.
Man, you forgot that you took that shot of Jack Daniels when you were here.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Could it be?
Yeah, that's right. It wasn't Jack Daniels.
If there's where most traffic is, going to be, well, aren't they, making more traffic because they're slowing it down? I mean, is it random, like they say the TSA, where there's no profiling? Are they every fourth car or every odd numbered or every blue vehicle? I mean, do they have something they go by?
Yeah, there's supposed to be some type of numerical number. Well, numerical number. That's repetitively verbose.
It repeats itself.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yes, they're supposed to stop every fourth car, every fifth car, every third car, and sometimes later on in the night when business may be a little slow, they start stopping more than every
Let's say
fourth
I have
or fifth
a
car.
glass of wine.
Let's say.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, that is hypothetical. One glass.
Let's say that I did. Just in fact, I met a friend, went and had a glass of wine, spent an hour with her, and then I got to drive home, and I end up at a checkpoint. Do I just admit that I had a glass of wine at dinner, or do I just I mean, I don't know what the right thing to do is if I go through the checkpoint. Ma'am, have you anything to drink tonight? I'm completely sober, let's say, because I had a glass of wine with a dinner.
Well,
do I admit that?
Here's what I tell people, because you're entitled to know what your rights are.
Yeah.
For example, when you're stopped, actually all you need to do is identify yourself, give them your driver's license, vehicle registration, proof of insurance. Beyond that, you're really not obligated to tell the police officer where you're coming from, where you're going to, how much you've had to
So I
drink,
can literally
things
sit
like
there
that.
and give him all that information, and he's like, ma'am, where are you headed to tonight? Where are you headed from? I can say, I don't have to tell you that.
Well, at the point in time
that'd
they
be hard
start
to do.
asking you. I mean, everybody's been stopped for a speeding ticket or a moving violation, and by the way, sometimes police officers do get close to the window. That it's not because they can't hear you; it's because they want to smell whether or not they smell either alcohol or marijuana.
Yeah, Frank.
Which brings me to another issue, which I'll come back to. What you asked, if I remember.
Right. I'll remember.
Or I want to. But we are seeing a huge spike in DUI marijuana cases. And that's in large part because of what's been going on in California. With
Is that based on smell alone? And they can smell marijuana coming out of the car, so they assumed you smoked it. Because what if I just went to the, got my prescription filled, and I got some really sticky in my prescription bottle, and I just opened it up to give it a sniff to go, wow, that's really good stuff. And I shut it up, and my car smells like weed. I mean, is that they pull me out and give me a field sobriety test?
If you add a fact on that where you have a bag of Cheetos and you're eating it while you're driving and you say to the officer, would you like some? That may be
Shenanigans.
but another symptom of
Sitting at a
under
stop
the
sign for
influence.
20 minutes.
Waiting for the stop sign to turn green.
Which actually you bring up another point. There may be other things that the officer observes and not smelling alcohol, which may trigger in his mind either marijuana or other types of drugs, prescription or otherwise.
But there's no breathalyzer for marijuana.
They're starting to come out with some degree of testing for it, but it's in an infant stage, so to speak. But the thing of it is that because of what's going on in California, a lot of people think that since they have a medical marijuana card, they're almost immune from arrest, and that's just not the case.
But you still can't, even if you have a medical marijuana card, you still can't drive on that stuff, right?
Prescription drugs of any kind, they're saying don't handle heavy machinery. That's a car.
That's
if
true,
you're taking your Percocets
I always think
or
forklift, though,
painkillers or whatever.
honestly.
You always think forklift?
I do. When I see heavy machinery, I always think forklift. And I'm like, well, what are the chances of my
I always
really?
think backhoe. I'm like, I'm going to go out and dig a ditch right now.
Yeah.
All wasted.
And even if
Let's put a pool in.
He got stoned one night and
which
dug a
brings
pool.
me to golfers who are driving on a golf course in a golf cart and they get arrested for DUI.
Or riding a horse.
Well, that's a little bit of a stretch, at least
Well, the horse
in
isn't
California.
stoned.
And maybe some parts of Pennsylvania it may be a problem. but-
Yes, the Amish people getting stoned.
Well, I didn't say that, but
No, you didn't. I did. No one cares what I say.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Come right back. We got more Myles L. Berman. We're taking your calls. Do you have any questions about DUI law? I see a boyfriend is in trouble for accident morning after drinking, and they're looking for advice. So we'll take those calls, all your calls, next with Myles L. Berman. We are Heidi and Frank.
Well, do you want to take a little hassle out of your life? I'll tell you how you can do that. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. I love this place. They make it so easy. You drive up, you drive in, and then you drive out with a complete oil change in about 20 minutes or less. It's quick and convenient vehicle maintenance services for busy people like you. It's a drive-through oil change.
You don't have to put your beer down.
Oh, dear.
I'm just saying that because Myles is here.
Yeah,
It's funny.
It is. It's so quick. This is the part I love about it. It's so quick and easy that you don't even have to get out of your car. How cool is that? All Valvoline Instant Oil Change technicians are, of course, certified, Super Pro trained with 72 locations, including Los Angeles, Glendale, Corona, and Long Beach. So keep in mind, you're never far from a Valvoline Instant Oil Change. So when you're in a hurry, they're always ready to take care of your car on the spot. Here's what I want you to do. Go to SoCalOilChange.com. That's where you're going to find locations, coupons, and a whole list of services. Valvoline does more than just change the oil in your car. They take really good care of it. So keep that in mind. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Drive up, drive in, and drive out in about 20 minutes or less. Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
The wavy balloon man. You're focused on the road, but you can't help but look at that inflatable roadside attraction. In that moment, your 2014 Mercedes-Benz E-Class sees something too. Its sensors notice your E-Class has drifted slightly from your lane. It quickly alerts you with a steering wheel vibration, and, if necessary, guides itself back into its lane before things get worse. It's called Active Lane Keeping Assist, and it's just one of the many safety systems inside the revolutionary E-Class. See the world differently. See it in an E-Class from Mercedes-Benz, whose vehicles retain their value better than any other premium brand according to ALG. See your Southern California Mercedes-Benz dealer and get the 2014 E350 Sport Sedan starting at $51,900.
MSRP for a 2014 E350 Sports Sedan excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. Some equipment described as optional. See dealer for details.
Grandpa! Hey, Grandpa! Tell us a story!
Ever heard the legend of Tiger Power? Years ago in 2014 at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park, people got as close to tigers as you are to me.
Wow!
And after, strange things would happen. A 12-year-old girl taught driver's ed to demolition derby drivers. A kindergartner won the World I Spy finals. His opponent was the FBI. And an 8-year-old boy became a motivational speaker for motivational speakers. Legend has it there was so much tiger power, you can still feel it today.
Oh, I feel it! Me too!
Great, now use it to clean up the mess in your room.
Tiger Power. See it, feel it, live it. The new Tiger Trail opens May 24th at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Visit sandiegozooSafariPark.org for more info. Get a half-off child's admission coupon at participating Denny's. See restaurant for details.
Celebrate Memorial Day at Living Spaces with amazing deals for every room. For a limited time, find sofa and love seat sets or sectionals starting at just $4.95. Or shop queen beds and dining sets starting at just $195. And save up to $1,000 on your new mattress set at the Revive Sleep Centers inside all Living Spaces locations. Plus, pay no interest for 3 years on select purchases with your good credit. Now through Memorial Day, only at Living Spaces.
On an all-new Dr. Phil, the woman behind the Donald Sterling scandal.
I'm hurt that he thinks I did this.
You're roller skating in a welder's helmet in front of the paparazzi? That doesn't look like pain to me.
Answering the hard questions.
What are you doing to get 4 cars and a $1.8 million condo?
A daytime exclusive.
I have never had sex with Mr. Sterling.
I want to be sure we're not having a Bill Clinton moment here. Define sex.
Dr. Phil. Today at 3 on CBS 2.
You've relied on us, and now you can buy from us. That's right, Hertz sells cars. And we're now open in Norwalk, Costa Mesa, Torrance, as well as Riverside, Pasadena, and Ventura. You heard me right. Hertz sells cars. Certified pre-owned cars. More than 30 makes and models in all. And check out these deals. Get $1,000 off any model, 2.9% APR financing, and a 12-month or 12,000-mile warranty. So when value's a must, buy from the brand you trust, Hertz Car Sales, with 5 convenient locations. Or simply log on to HertzCarsales.com to shop our amazing inventory. Hertz Car Sales. You've relied on us, and now you can buy from us.
$1,000 off what Hertz ordinarily charges. A 60-month contract for 10% down requires $70.92 per $1,000 financed. Not all buyers are qualified. Limited warranty for 1 year, 12,000 miles. Whoever comes first. Ends 5/31/14.
You're told that there's no such thing as a free lunch. What up? But you know what? There is a free app. RDO. RDO gives you 20 million songs in one easy-to-find place. Download the free app or go to RDIO.com. Now you can afford your lunch.
Hey, it's Gary Moore. I'm not sure, but either me or a really creepy-looking hologram will be in today to rock you senseless at 2 on 95.5 KLOS.
When you drink responsibly. Don't drive, but if something happens, we have Top Gun DUI defense attorney Myles Berman always on our side and your side as well. His number, if you need it, put it in your phone, 888, the number 4, TOPGUN. Okay? TopGunDUI.com.
That's right.
Myles is sitting here with us, and he's ready to take your calls. If you have any questions about what's going on with the DUI case or a question about DUI penalties, give us a call, 1-800-955-KLOS. Let's go to Mindy on line 1. Hello, Mindy.
Hi, good morning.
Say hello to Myles.
Hi, Myles. Good morning.
Good morning, Mindy. How are you?
I am doing okay. How about yourself?
Fine, thank you.
So what's the deal that you're having to deal with right now?
Oh, wow. Well, I was having a little bit of a get-together a few weeks ago at my house. We were all drinking, having a good time. Nobody drove that night. And me and my boyfriend, we had a little bit too much. We fell asleep. He's a PhD student working on his degree in cognitive neuroscience. So he woke up around 6 o'clock in the morning to head over to the university. Well, on his way to the university, he got into a pretty bad car accident, and this car accident caused pretty bad injuries. He was laid up in the hospital ICU for about 2 weeks. The other guy, he had a broken jaw. Somebody had blown a red light to cause the accident. Well, when they took him to the hospital, they took his blood, and in his blood, they still showed, alcohol in his blood. So now he's being charged with a DUI and with great bodily injury. So, being that,
Well, that sounds like a pretty big deal, Myles.
Yeah, he's looking to go into state prison, and with a great bodily injury, it actually it's a strike.
It was the next day. He probably didn't even think he was drunk.
Well, we don't know what the alcohol level is, but at the same time, I've seen them prosecute as low as a .03. The law is .08, but they go as .03. And if you think about it, it's logical. They also prosecute people who refuse, so they don't even have an alcohol level, so they go on symptoms. But I think it's really important that either you or he calls the office at 888-4-TOP-GUN as soon as possible, because there's a lot of things that need to be done right away. But it is a serious case.
So you said he could go to state prison because it's a bodily injury.
Correct.
Even if it wasn't his fault. Like, say he didn't blow the red light, the other guy did.
He's at risk right now. He's already being charged. So whether they convict, that's a different story. But the fact is, and this is
the charges are filed.
This is and this is what I assume he's out on bail, $100,000 bail.
Mindy?
No. The curious thing, the most odd thing about it is they never even arrested him. When he was at the hospital and everything kind of went down, we were assuming, like, okay, well, maybe you were a little hungover and there was still a little bit of alcohol in your system.
Did they take his license from him as well?
Yeah, he was revoked the license, but there's been no police activity. No police came to the hospital.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. I'm sure the police were there and they brought their own vial to get a blood draw. He was arrested, but just not taken into custody. So there's going to have to be bail set, and it's really important that you get a hold of us right away. Like I said,
do that, Mindy.
Does it make a difference, though, that, I mean, he wasn't, like, coming, out of a bar and then got into a car? I mean, he did the responsible thing initially by falling asleep and not getting in the car. It was a matter of...
It sounds great. That's like when somebody falls asleep in their car because they went out to this is the case where a guy goes out to the parking lot, knows he's had too much to drink, sits and tries to sleep it off in his driver's seat, and then a cop shows up, knocks on the window, and says, well, you're in a position to drive.
Right.
We don't know that you were sleeping here all night long, so we're going to give you a DUI anyway. And it's like, I was trying to do the responsible thing. It doesn't matter.
See, here's the problem. Police, what are they... they're in a position where they see somebody who they feel may be a danger if the person drives. At the same time, the person is there and they feel that the person's impaired. In similar circumstances with Mindy's call, that her boyfriend, her boyfriend, there was a serious injury, it sounds like, and that there was somebody drinking, somebody driving. So oftentimes, even though you may not be guilty of felony DUI causing the accident, because apparently somebody else caused the accident, it's still the onus gets shifted to the person who has alcohol. And so it has to be dealt with, and it has to be dealt with immediately.
That sucks, Mindy. Call
Myles at the office.
All right, let's see. Let's go to, let's see. Phone screen is jacked out on me. Let's see. Amber on line 8 has a question about opting for a blood test or breathalyzer. Hello, Amber.
Hi.
Hello, Amber.
Hi.
What's your question? We're good. We're all good.
Good.
And you?
Well, I called today because I'm actually what they consider a blood nurse. So I'm the one who...
Oh, no.
Was a blood nurse because she just cut out. Do you know what that is?
Phlebotomist?
She's
right.
Yeah.
Wow, look
Whatever.
at you.
Not just a hat.
Sorry,
right, people?
Amber, your phone cut out at the very last minute.
Oh, damn it.
Marty, if I know I did nothing wrong, best defense when pulled over. Whatever that means. Marty on line 7. Okay, you know you did nothing wrong. Best defense when pulled over?
Yes.
Hello, Marty. How are you?
How you doing, Myles?
Fine, thank you. I assume that when you say you did nothing wrong, we're talking alcohol and you had something to drink. Am I right?
I had nothing to drink. I was coming out of a club. It was 12 o'clock at night, and I guess the cops were waiting right out the club. They pulled me over and said I was swerving, which I know I wasn't, and said, how many drinks have you had? And I kind of went to A-OK, and he goes, 3? And I said, no, 0. So...
talk about biased police officers.
No, this one, 0.
And then he asked me if I did any drugs, and I said no. And his last comment was, "Well, learn how to drive a little better." And I said, "I've been driving since I was 17. I don't have any tickets or accidents. I'll keep doing what I'm doing." So the question is, what? I mean, I did nothing wrong, but yet he was trying to make me feel like I was swerving. So obviously, he was pulling me over, trying to find a reason, which he had no reason.
He was fishing.
Yes. What happens on that?
You think you're lucky stars, and you go on, and you go on your way.
Thank God I wasn't drinking.
It's an uncomfortable position to be in, but at the same time,
that's their
police, they're there to try and protect everybody and trying to get people who they think are dangerous off the road, and so it's a balancing act. But at the same time, being arrested for DUI or DUI investigation or police officers looking for DUI is one thing. But being convicted, that's something else. And there's all kinds of defenses to many DUI cases: blood, breath, refusal, even drug cases as well. So it's important because the penalties are so severe. Somebody, even for a first-time DUI.
There was a story in the news today about a 26-year-old guy named Stephen Andrews. He was pulled over for suspected drunk driving earlier this year, and he realized that if he took a breathalyzer test, he'd wind up with a DUI. So he decided his plan to avoid the breathalyzer was to beat himself up. He started repeatedly punching himself in the face. He headbutted doors. He ran headfirst into a wall. And believe it or not, they say it worked. He messed himself up so much that cops couldn't give him a test, so they didn't have any hard evidence that he was driving drunk. He was in court this week and basically got the maximum sentence possible without that evidence. His license was suspended for 3 years, but he doesn't have a drunk driving conviction on his record now. Have you ever heard of something like that?
No, I wonder how the refs scored the fight.
Right, I don't understand. I don't understand.
He beats himself up.
You know what, though? As you're telling me all of this, I don't know why there wasn't a blood draw in the case that they took the guy to the hospital.
Well, this happened in England, so maybe they don't require
and it's warm beer anyway.
I mean, and the cops don't even carry guns.
Exactly.
Ooh. Stop or I don't know. Stop again. I don't know what to...
Stop again.
Yeah, I wouldn't advocate people start beating themselves up.
Yeah, no.
I know, I saw that. I got to wait for Myles to get in here to tell him this story. Myles L. Berman, he is the Top Gun DUI defense attorney, and put his number in your phone. Hopefully you'll never have to call him, but if you have to, 888, the number 4, TOPGUN, TopGunDUI.com, and follow him on Twitter at Myles L. Berman, because he always posts about the checkpoints and stuff. If you have any questions, call his office and see if you need his services. Thank you, Myles. Always a pleasure having you in.
Thanks,
always
Myles.
A pleasure being here and seeing both you, Heidi, and Frank. It's wonderful. And,
Thank you,
and you
Myles.
guys are doing great, and I listen to you all the time, and your ratings are going up, and I'm very happy to be a sponsor.
From the beginning.
From the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning. You've been with us
The
a long
sushi
time.
restaurant we met in the valley.
Teru Sushi.
Yeah, to
That's
now
where
you
it all
guys are the
started,
heights
people.
of L.A.
Yeah, I don't remember. I was drunk.
Yeah, you were. Thank God Myles gave
Yeah,
you a
but
ride
you
home.
weren't driving.
I wasn't driving. That's the key. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Come back. We're Heidi and Frank.
Oh, goodness.
Dodger season is in full swing, and your boys in blue have their sights set on October. And the